John Quest, if there's one thing that I've heard most from all of you, it has been that you'd all like to, in some way, maybe become entrepreneurs, start your own businesses, and actually make some real money for yourselves, not other people. Well, these are two websites from young entrepreneurs about the business climate. First of all, Entrepreneur's website, theentrpreneurship.com. The founder of this one has basically created this for graduates who will be able to find details, get information, and as it says, work experience and full-time roles. On this one, this was a website created by another. It's called Automatic. It was .com. It was sold by the creator, who was also a graduate, for the sum of $5 million. Now, we've been talking to both of those people, Rajeeb Dey and Harjit Tagga. They joined me here in the studio to talk about how entrepreneurship really is perhaps the way of the future.
It was a combination of all of them, but the truth is, I think most startups or enterprises, they're always kind of this inherent disaster, and you kind of just about keep things on track and hope things work out and be prepared for when a sort of opportunity or a good event comes along. But
Rajeeb, you talked about this in terms of what your entrepreneurial activity is designed specifically for graduates.
Exactly. So we've set up a site called Enternships.com, which is to connect graduates to startups and small businesses, to kind of expose them to entrepreneurial work placements, really develop this entrepreneurial skill and flair within them.
But did you need that sort of thing?
I think it's useful. It's useful to have a network and connect people. Actually, a lot of the help or a lot of the good things that came for us came from things not like internships, because they won't exist at the moment, but the Said Business School helped us immensely, connecting us to people.
Isn't the whole problem? Everyone's got a good idea, and everyone thinks it's worth millions, and frankly, most go nowhere.
It's true, there's an element of luck, obviously, but you've got to really kind of put your all in it, because you never know what will happen. If you've got a good idea and you've got the conviction, then you just got to put your heart and soul into the startup. But you never know what will happen.
How important is startups and entrepreneurial activities, for graduates? Because we tend to think of graduates going straight on to paid employment.
Sure. I think it's crucial and vital, especially in the current economic crisis, where we're seeing less corporate jobs available. There's a huge graduate unemployment crisis. Entrepreneurship is really going to help us out of this recession in terms of wealth creation and job creation.
Is that true in the sense of the number? I mean, I've always known, I'll be quite honest, I've always known I couldn't sell water in the desert. I mean, if there's a gold bar to be sold, I will manage to lose it. But do you believe that there's a role for entrepreneurs in graduates?
I think it's a massive role. I think you have nothing to lose when you're a graduate, and I think entrepreneurship puts you up against yourself in many ways. You find out you're very much exposed to your own limitations, and you have to cope with those and accept those, which I don't think you are when you work in a bigger organisation where there's more of a safety net and there's more structures in place. I'm all the better for the experience of having done a venture.
What did you learn? What did you learn? What challenged you most about what you did?
I learned that it's almost impossible to predict what the market actually wants. The only way to make decisions is to get a product out as early as you can, listen to what your customers want, listen to what they're doing, and adapt.
What do you think drives most entrepreneurs? Is it the prospect of making millions, like Harjit did, or is it the prospect of creating something, or don't they care? They just want to get their product out.
I think it's a variety of reasons.
Yeah, but which is the core, do you think?
I mean, there's obviously making money, but we're seeing a rise of social entrepreneurship as well.
Was that a big concern for you, the making of the money? When you started your business, did you think, hang on, I could make millions out of this?
The honest answer is yes. For me, my main motivation for doing a startup was I thought it was the quickest way to get to financial independence. The next one that I'm going to do, I need a different motivation, because I've seen the chances or the statistics are in my face now. I know how incredibly difficult it is and how lucky we were, and I need something more.
How much of your fortune would you now be prepared to risk on the next venture, knowing that the odds are against you?
I'd still be happy to put things in. The thing, I guess what's lucky for me is this field I'm in, consumer internet, it's incredibly cheap to launch a company. It's almost just the cost of your time to develop the product. So I'm not a clean tech guy who needs 15 million or however much in capital to get out there and do something.
just as well, because I ain't got any. Finally, gentlemen, Rajeeb, we've all had this goal, perhaps, that we'd like to be able to make it. The Bill Gates in the garage, or Dell in the garage, the idea that we can all come up with an idea.
Yeah.
It's just not realistic.
Well, I think it's possible. I think everyone should have the opportunity to pursue an entrepreneurial path. I think you need to be open to it, and it's not easy, it is challenging, and it's not going to be for everyone. But I think what we're trying to do with the site is make sure that people know that it's a viable career path.
And are you finally the sort of person that could sell sand in the desert and water in the ocean?
No, I don't think sales is my biggest skill. It's something I've worked on and I've developed, but I think there's a lot of stereotypes of entrepreneurs, and the actual thing is there's so many different types and so many different ways to do it. You pick your strengths and you optimize